Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we analyze Tensor and its token TAO. None of the content financial advice. Right now, the price of TAO is currently coming in at around $270. It has rallied quite a bit from that $150 low that it created in early to mid February 2026. Now, 1 month later, the price has rallied essentially back to this white line over here, which is the time weighted average price. The time weighted average price as a concept it can be better understood through the lens of gravity of time. Instead of looking a price in isolation, this model helps identify where has the asset spent its entire time based on equal weighting on each day of its existence. So one day is weighted equally across its entirety of its existence. Whenever the price is below the white line for high quality assets, you're essentially again accumulating at that point, essentially beating the clock by entering at a level where the market has historically spent very little time. You can see evident by this white line over here, and this is a growing function. Right now that time weighted average price for Tensor and its token TAO is at around $302. What needs to be seen over here is this healthy rally in the last 7 days for TAO, 55% gain. Market cap still around $3 billion, volume $500 million, so healthy volume as well. Circulating supply still not at 60%, only 51% of the max supply is in circulation. So that's one area of concern where the newer release in the token could create a divergence between the price growth and the market cap growth. So this is the 1 year view of price growth. If you toggle to the market cap view, we are essentially seeing similar things, but not quite the same things, because the market cap based low in early 2025 was exactly where the support was in 2026. See the dotted line going to here. You can see this bottom was essentially the same as the 2025 bottom, but the price, you can see market cap right now. So market cap held the lows and formed a double bottom, whereas the price went significantly lower compared to the 2025 price. That's because newer tokens were released, which did not affect the market cap growth as much, but as more. So the market cap stayed the same. More tokens were released. That means price per token got reduced. So again, there was a drop to $143 in 2026, whereas price found support at $180 in 2025. So that's what I mean by looking at tokenomics along with the price makes most amount of sense when analyzing these cryptos, especially the newer ones, as TAO was released in towards the end of the last bear market in 2023, has not faced a full bear market as of yet. Still, the time weighted average price model says that now the price action, if it were to reach the $300 target, it would be outside of the accumulation zone. It was in the time weighted average price based accumulation zone for the longest time since its existence, since November 2025 to now, still in the accumulation territory per this model. In the risk level 1, you can toggle these risk levels to identify whether the asset has essentially come to an accumulation or natural state, or the overvalued state where essentially you are borrowing from the future in terms of time. That means the growth at that point is not justifiable. So for example, risk level 8, 9, 10, even risk level 7 for altcoins makes a compelling case for a distribution occurring, especially as we come towards the end of the bull market. So where can TAO and Tensor and its token TAO go from here? Using our models, the regression based model, especially for this particular crypto, makes the most amount of sense. Again, the launch was again at 3 cents. We'll ignore that point for now and try to come up with a regression based fair value. You can see that the fair value was going up and to the right till about December 2024, and because of the lack of alt season in 2025, the fair value started declining as the price started making lower highs and lower lows. Right now the price risk per the regression based model is 0.7. That means although the time weighted average price model says that the asset is in accumulation phase, you can see from the regression based model the risk has been quite elevated. Ideally there needs to be a confluence between both the two models to see if actually the accumulation makes some sort of a sense. Again, back in 2026 February, this model had already signaled had also signaled that risk level was less than 0.3, essentially lower than the fair value in terms of the regression based interpretation of what a mathematically derived fair value using 2 degrees of freedom and polynomial regression based model said that at that point risk levels were significantly lower. But now with that rally, with the current ongoing rally, the regression case has reached a crescendo, and again if the price were to reach that $330 target, it would likely meet that price with a significant resistance, the 2 standard deviation dotted red line, which acts as a resistance in the bear market if there are any major counter trend rally. So that's the one key level to look for. If we're looking at bottoming pattern for bit tensor and token TAO, again the 20-week simple moving average risk, also the third model, had triggered the low risk zone in that February 2026 drop. Again, at that time we did make a video related to TAO on the YouTube channel. This is the homepage of my website, cryptoweeklies.com, link on the bottom of your screen. All the charts available for free, no sign-ups or anything required. If you click over here, this takes you to the YouTube channel homepage of the YouTube channel. If you click in TAO over here, you can see over 2 months ago and 3 months ago we made a lot of price predictions related to TAO. Back then the price was much lower than what it is today. Again, this is the composite risk for all major cryptos, especially the older ones. Now coming back to TAO and analyzing its own 20-week simple moving average price based risk, at this point the risk is quite elevated at 0.33. You can see this level being kind of like an intermediate zone where the story is kind of incomplete. If there is a rally, usually this is the level where the euphoria phase kicks in, like it did back in April 2025 or in September 2024. Or if there is a drop, this level gets visited quite often before setting either major counter trend rallies in the midst of a bull market, or this getting rejected in December 2025. Now if the bear market were to be again evident that we are still in a bear market, then this level again, the blue dots would likely result in if there is a shorter term rally in the future, likely the directionality could unfortunately be closer to a bottom than new lows being formed than a peak in 2026. Now what we have is an estimated bear market bottom for bit tensor and its token TAO. This is again trying to reduce the noise of any individual model, the 3 individual models that we saw, the SMA model, the time weighted average price model, and the regression risk model. The base bear case for bit tensor was $144 for this bear market, and the price did go very close to the $144 level. You can see the bottom actually that we just discussed for tensor and its token TAO came really close to the $145 level, $146 level. So the base bear case, one could argue that target was already achieved. If there are any further drops towards the end of 2026, mid to end of 2026, the next level to look for from an accumulation perspective or a drop perspective, panic scenario in 2026, the price could go as low as about $115, which is roughly speaking 60% or 58% lower from the current price. And as we move away from 2026, let's say 2027, 2028, turn bullish, the bull case for bit tensor and its token TAO is at around $500 to $600 level. From the price over here, it's around 2x. But let's say if the price were to drop to $100, a rally from $100 to $600 is essentially $500 to $600 is a 6x rally. And with that, I would like to conclude. Hope you enjoyed the content. The summary being, right now, with the 50% rally already behind of us, the risk levels for accumulation are elevated. better accumulation zones might be found in the later half of 2026. And if with a decent alt season ahead of us, if that kind of a hypothesis holds true, in 2028 or late 2027 or 2028, price could see that 500 target being breached, closer to that 600 target. With that, hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.